2018 Porsche 911 GT3 car review. The true genius of Porsche's new GT3, the second coming on the model about the 991 platform, is the fact even a master won't fully exploit it. That's the trait that defines the GT3, besides among Porsche's but one of several world's best drivers' cars. As a result, it engenders fascination like next to nothing else. No matter how hard it's pushed, there's still magic for being discovered rolling around in its responses, beauty rolling around in its feedback, joy in the abilities. This is a machine wedded for the mill of necessity and unencumbered by frippery. It is noise and feel and also heat and speed wrapped right into a physically absurd package then distilled beyond what its design merits. The good points of 2018 Porsche 911 GT3. Tingling engine sound, livable about the road, provided with a manual. The bad points of 2018 Porsche 911 GT3. Not much. However, some people could find extracting ultimate performance a chore. The cumulative case it can make is this: when a driver unloads aggression into its controls, it doesn't balk. It doesn't plead for mechanical mercy. From its perspective, driving with purpose differs by no means from driving for pleasure. When expensive is asked with the GT3, it just goes faster. It goes faster than, such as a bitterly defiant teenager, it doubles down, betting that exactly what can endure exceeds what you are able to supply. That is a profoundly fantastic thing for just a sports car to try and do. All I ask is a 911 as well as a stocking flat 6 to power her by. A big part in the latest GT3's magic is conjured by its engine, a wicked, ripping salute to everyone that is right with flat sixes and natural aspiration. A new version from the 4.0-liter six-cylinder through the now-dead GT3 RS, it replaces that old GT3's 9A1 3.8-liter mill, which 9,000 revolutions per minute stomper is wholly updated plus more alive than previously. Compared with both 9A1 plus the 4.0-liter inside GT3 RS, the 9A1.5 incorporates a new crankshaft, valve train design, lubrication system, and intake manifold, and yes, it revs 200 revolutions per minute higher. Larger main and rod bearing journals allow for any stiffer crankshaft, which reduces wear within the front main bearing, normally the one closest for the rear in the car, by distributing stress more evenly across all bearings. The downside is a crank with some other resonance characteristics, which demands a heavier dual-mass flywheel to relieve vibration. A new valve train with finger followers that lacks virtually any hydraulic lash compensation. Porsche says it won't need adjustment in almost any fewer than 150,000 miles, replaces that old engine's hydraulic lifter-equipped heads. Eliminating the bigger oil pressure and volume had to operate the hydraulic lifters, in addition to lower-rate valve springs, improves both response and efficiency. The engine's dry sump system uses 7 scavenge pumps along with a new pressure pump for lubrication. A redesigned plastic intake manifold adds an extra flap to further improve torque and response at low and mid-range engine speeds. At 500 horsepower and just 339 lb-ft of torque, it's, by supercar standards, a member of family wimp. Until you actually step within the accelerator. Numbers are neat, experiences are better. If ever there was clearly a case for words before numbers, this is it. There's more character lurking within this engine's final 1,000 revolutions per minute than there is inside the entire rev range in the turbocharged engines powering various competitors. It's unapologetic about its racing heritage and doesn't brook driving mistakes without retribution. neither should it ride a thunderhead of torque such as turbo engine. Miss an apex, slide wide, or drop a wheel and you're to not get that time back. There's no crutch here, no papering over your errors. If you're uncomfortable above 6,000 revolutions per minute, this isn't your Porsche. Because this is an electric drain engine that won't stop pulling until your cochlea burst into flame. This is a motor bred for Daytona, Sebring, and Le Mans, and it will make you earn whatever you get. Oh, plus the GT3 also is provided with 3 pedals. Porsche, within a move that reverses the performance cost ethos introduced using the first dual clutch on the 991 GT3 for 2014, throw enthusiasts a bone in version 2, but just like the electrifying 911R before it, the 991.2 GT3 gets only 6 cogs, which saves about 7 pounds in accordance with the 7-speed manual within other 911s. It also gets reinforced shift stops along with a gear lever that's 0.8 inch shorter. Porsche, having a straight face, provides the stick to be a no-cost option. The 7-speed PDK dual-clutch automatic, which shares the manual's ratios in the first 4 gears, is standard. Both transaxles incorporate limited-slip differentials, that's electronically controlled while using PDK. A taller rear wing and new underbody panels aid in increasing downforce to your claimed 342 pounds at top speed 198 miles per hour with the PDK, 199 to the manual. The GT3 shares its 4th-inch body using the current Carrera 4 and 4S, which makes it 1.7 inches wider at the spine fenders compared to current Carrera. It's also an inch lower. And get this, as if drive an automobile home, this car's laser concentrate on performance, carbon fiber hinges for a corner deck lid save 2 pounds. Friendly is as friendly does. Michelin Pilot Sports Cup 2 tires in standard 911 Carrera S sizes 245 in advance, 305 out back were designed for every example we drove. Although Dunlop Sport Max Race 2 rubber which homologated for your car. The steering is fairly light and supremely direct but lacks communication as understeer approaches. It speaks, but sometimes only within a mumble. The result is less confidence right in front grip than exists by, say, a Corvette Grand Sport. Again, there's nuance here. Change your driving along with the GT3 changes its personality. Turn in later, or slower. Transition faster to the brakes. Throw it into your corner harder. You'll change the result. You adjust, it adjusts. In this Porsche, you can find options for the method that you handle it. But it doesn't matter what you do, it won't surrender. As long as there's fuel within the tank and rubber about the road, the GT3 is faithful. Only Porsche can certainly create car offering such compliance along with carefully metered control. Go ahead, charge fully committed through undulations, ignore small road imperfections. You'll feel them, but they also don't matter. There's more compression travel versus the GT3's ride height oftentimes leads you to believe. And the only thing fatiguing regarding the optional carbon ceramic brakes is $9,210 price tag. Speaking of price, this GT3 begins near $146,000, about 13 grand more versus the previous GT3, if it hits dealers this fall. The most stunning properties with the GT3 are its refusal to fade, its connection on the driver, as well as understated purposefulness. Sure, it includes a big wing, nevertheless its aesthetics largely depend on a relatively ubiquitous shape, Also it's an auto we'd gladly drive daily. That this particular flavor of 911 requires great want to get right is central to its allure. That trade hopes it be desirable as it demands that its driver be fully involved in lieu of merely entertained. And that, in every car, is genius.